Okay, right from the Labatt Beer, Joe Reed, TC Paintball Studios. Welcome in to Tuesday's show. Here comes Daisy Doo. Hi, honey. Welcome in. Nice to have you. TC Paintball, for God's sakes, you guys have all this room and this logo is, we need to work in marketing. I'm sorry, I love you, but we got to make this bigger. I want it in my entire living room. You guys, seriously, my wife really loves these decorations, don't you?
Yes, I especially like,
Look, so yeah, I've got the timer today, and I'm going to make sure that any ads I do are 60 seconds. Everybody got pissed at me. Not everybody, there was a few, and yeah. I didn't want to upset anybody. So I'll be very careful of that. Only 2 to do, so 2 minutes of all of this will be ads. Just 2 minutes at some point. I'll do a minute for Lake Effect Property Services, and then I'll do a minute for a DJ. He's the guy that does weddings. That's all. That's all you got to worry about. That's it. Not another word. I swear. We've got. First of all, there's a couple things I want to talk about. I got to tell you about Jackie and Ernie in Honduras. It hit the fan. Bad time to have no health insurance.
She's okay though.
Yeah?
I'm just saying, you don't want to scare everybody.
Okay, yeah, you're right. She's fine. But you won't believe what happened to Ernie. This is incredible. His butthole will never be the same. It's like he's been in prison for five years and been receptive to all male advances because of what happened to Ernie. You won't believe this. His butthole is the size of a Folgers can.
Stop! Don't give it away.
It's an 80-20 tease.
No.
Ernie's butt is this. Jackie said this great, and that's great, and we have to tell the story. So
well, definitely. But
absolutely. I'm not going to couch it in any way. I wouldn't
describe it as a Folgers can, frick's sake.
And then you got a chance to sit in on the show with me. You got a chance to be my partner. How great is that? So if you're in West Michigan, you have to come to a benefit for this kid who's got a seriously awful disease, and we're going to try to raise a bunch of money for this kid. Super nice kid, Skylar. And I'm going to be there, and I want to meet you. So I'm inviting all of you to come to this kid. It's like a grassroots raffle, and you eat food at a location. It's all on the Facebook page. And you get to hang out with me and say hi to Skylar. And I'm going to auction off a sit-in on this very show in my house with me, my dog, my cats, my beautiful wife. And don't worry, if you're a stalker, I've got, again, so many guns, and I will just shoot you if you try anything. You can even get shot by me. So there you go. That is, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. We got some hype to build for Father Ron's appearance tomorrow on the show. Oh my gosh. And some questions from you. But first I want to talk about Erin Andrews.
What else is tomorrow?
Well, I'm sorry.
Remember?
Father Ron's appearance and your birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday early. It's birthday month. I want to talk about Erin Andrews. Have you been following the Erin Andrews story?
Well, I have on and off, and I heard the 55 million buckaroos that she was awarded yesterday or today. Yeah, I mean,
they threw the book at that hotel.
They did. Well, the hotel and the man.
Yeah, yeah. So
but somebody said today at lunch that she'll probably only see like 6 million of it. So
really,
I don't know what.
How does that work? I don't know how that works.
I don't even know. I don't know if it's like lawyer fees and all that.
Yeah, who knows? But I don't think Erin Andrews is in it for the money. I mean,
no, she wasn't. I don't think so.
That hotel and that guy needs to be punished. I mean, there was a lot working on that case because first of all, let's just back up here. The young lady is in her room taking care of her private business and getting ready for her job at this hotel. And unbeknownst to her, this maniac has been stalking her. And somehow he's been able to get with... How did this happen at the hotel?
Do you know how it happened? This is what I heard.
Was it an inside job?
Well, this is what I heard, and I don't know if this is true. He actually said to the receptionist, the desk receptionist, the desk clerk, whatever you want to call him, said, is Erin Andrews staying at this hotel? Yes. Can I have the room next to her? Sure, here you go.
It was that easy, that's it.
Pretty much. From what I understand that somebody was saying.
So he
earlier.
does that. Now he's outside of her door in the hallway. He has somehow manipulated the peephole
Yes.
so that it's, when you're outside, you can look in.
Yeah, he like brought a drill bit and frickin' drilled a bigger hole and put a camera in it.
So
And covered it up with like that
Yeah.
looking glass.
incredible. What a.
And from what I understand, this is not the first time he's tried to do this.
Yeah, I know that.
with Other,
The lengths that he went to do that. I mean, what? And when I saw that guy walking into the courtroom, he looked as normal as anybody. You know,
that's funny you say that because somebody else said that again today at lunch. They said, you know
I couldn't believe it.
How stalkers or whatever, you portray them or whatever, you say they're creepy looking or they look like whatever. This guy looked like a businessman.
Look like a dad.
Yeah.
So he gets caught. He spent like a year and a half locked up, which I forget how they actually got him and how I'm a little sketchy on this story if you can't already tell, but just how does he, for the rest of his life, do anything? I mean, what a sick, twisted individual that he would go to such lengths to do this, to get a nudie shot. I mean, there's not. Granted, she's a young, pretty lady, but she's getting ready. It's not like there's anything sensual about that.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to sell it on the internet. Maybe he's that type of creep where he's just looking to make a profit. I don't know. But I mean, that whole thing.
Well, he did.
And then the pictures were they're very available to see. And it's just a naked woman getting ready. But it affected her and it messed her up, man. I mean, in that court case, she had to take a stand, and I felt really bad for her. I mean, she was ripped up.
Dad took the stand.
Yeah, I mean, it just messed with her, and she has no trust. I mean, huge trust issues now, and I don't blame her. I mean, that was just awful. And then ESPN ended up being really weird about that. Did you hear how ESPN handled this?
I didn't.
They said that she had to have get out in front of it with Oprah Winfrey in order for them to let her back on the air. It was all weird. And then the defense for the people that she was suing, they were trying to prove in court that she benefited from this, like that this was a good thing for her.
What?
And I'm thinking to myself, if you're the attorneys representing these scumbags, how do you come up with that and go, yeah, this is the way to do it. This is how business gets done. So thank God justice prevailed. I mean,
That's
what
ridiculous.
a thing. And all of that nonsense that you hear about what they put her through trying to, that I just talked about, this is part of the reason why some people don't follow through on, harassment, things like that. Because
Yes, especially sexual assault type cases.
Yeah,
Because
that's what happens. People who are defending themselves will do anything to defend themselves and drag you through the mud.
yeah, as a matter of fact, did you read that story? This is kind of on the same lines of the teacher who got fired. This is the story. She had her phone, her smartphone or whatever, on her desk, and she went out in the hallway or something to help a kid or something. She wasn't doing anything wrong.
Right.
A student swiped her phone. She didn't have like a passcode or anything on it. So he was able to get into her phone, went into her photo library, found a naked picture of her on her phone that she had sent to her husband for Valentine's Day or whatever, and took a screenshot of that picture with his phone,
snap.
and send it to anybody and everybody she can.
That's brilliant.
He did not get in trouble. The superintendent blamed her, forced her to resign, and said that it was her fault.
Oh, that's terrible.
He said he could have prevented it by having a passcode or a lock on her phone. She shouldn't have left her phone out, and she shouldn't have been roaming the hallways, which she wasn't. She was helping another student with something crazy like that. Finally, after a complete community, backlash, the kid did get charged with, like, I don't know.
But did she keep her job?
No. She
What the
quit.
hell?
She was forced to resign. She has no job.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Insane.
So that's a huge story about Andrews, man. So there you go. Okay. Father Ron will be in here tomorrow. I reached out to him. I said, I want you to ask me questions too. Things you've always wanted to ask me. I don't know if he'll be able to come up with any, or any parishioner. What goes through your head? And we can ask each other questions. So, you know, okay, for the record, this is the story on Father Ron. 13 years he's been the pastor at Holy Redeemer Catholic Church in Jenison, Michigan. Great. The best. Great priest, great spiritual leader. He's helped us a lot for in a lot of trials and tribulations. And he's just the best. And he's also in charge of priestly vocations. He's the guy, it's his job to, when people want to become priests, he kind of, you know, takes them under his wing. That's his gig. And it's over the entire diocese of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now they want him to do that full time, so he's going to leave the parish June 30th. And so that's a big deal.
You know, for people who don't know, who aren't familiar with Catholicism, that's a long journey to become a priest.
Yes.
It's not like a 2-year, 1-year type.
No. I mean, it's huge amounts of education, and you know, they are very, very thorough in what they do. All the while, you know, priestly vows are pretty steep. I mean, there's a lot to that. What I want to do is I want you to ask questions. Now, I'm going to filter these questions. I'm not just going to go right off the thing like I do when you ask me, because I know there might be somebody who tries to get one in there that might be kind of weird. So I'm going to go through them, so don't even try it. I'm going to print them off and keep the ones that I want and print them off. What I'll do is I'll make a post on Facebook, say, send me your questions. Actually, you know, maybe I should have them direct message me, because I don't want him to see anything nasty. That's what I want you to do. I want you to use the messenger function on the fan page and send them to me. That's how I'm going to get those questions. So send them via the messenger on the fan page. Or you can tweet them at me. You can do that too. Oh boy. Let me get an ad in here. Do you guys mind? Huh? I got my timer. Look it, right here. And then I'm going to tell you about Jackie and Ernie and what happened to Jackie's ear holes and Ernie's butthole. You will not believe what happened to Ernie. This is incredible.
I got to tell the Ernie story because
absolutely. The way you told this to me, listen to me. Remember how you told me this? Just do that.
I will.
And I'm just going to
sit
here.
But I have to set it up a little bit better because I didn't set it up as good with you as I could have.
No. I know, man, because it was great when you told it to me. I knew about the ear, but I did not know about his dumper. I did not know about the problems with his dumper. I had no idea. Go. Wedding season is coming. Got 2 new young bros who have a DJ business. They're in and around West Michigan. They'll travel anywhere. They're called Distraction of Attraction. Distractionofattraction.com is the website you go to. Distractionofattraction.com. I put it on the Facebook page. These guys are a turnkey operation when it comes to weddings. Okay, that is something that especially the bride and the groom and the parents of the bride and the groom, they want that perfect. These guys do nothing but listen to you and your needs and what you want for your special wedding plans. So when you're planning your wedding, please consider these guys are listeners of the show and they stepped up and they wanted to join on the Eric Zane sponsorship train. Distractionofattraction.com. I've got them on my Facebook. They're right near the top there somewhere. I'll repost it too. Check them out and consider them for your wedding plans. Price them out. Compare them to what else you have. Again, distractionofattraction.com. Do you see that? Is that in there? Is it in the viewfinder? 1 minute?
1 minute, exactly. Okay. But I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do they play YMCA in celebration?
They will do whatever the bride and the groom want because they're there to make them happy on their special day.
Perfect.
Okay? Okay. So Jacqueline and Ernie are in Honduras. And what better place to have medical problems than a third world country and you don't have any health insurance, Jacqueline? So, do you want to start with that part? You know what? I know that part.
Problem, yeah.
She says to me, like FaceTiming me. And she says, Dad, I put a Q-tip in my ear, now I can't hear anything. I'm like, what? And she goes, yeah, I don't know what it is. So I thought maybe it was like wax buildup or something like that. But that wasn't the case at all. Tell them what it is.
So she went to the doctor, a Honduran doctor.
Yeah, when I picture it now, I picture like chickens running around, a bull, you know.
I'm not sure it was quite like that.
It's like a MASH unit in Korea.
You know, this is one of Ernie's dad's friends, so I think it was like somebody that...
Ernie's dad is rich as shit. It's unbelievable. This guy's got a palace. He's like way up high in the government. I mean, yeah, granted it's Honduras, but kidding. You know.
So anyway, so she goes into the doctor and kind of gave the description. You know, my ear feels really plugged. You know, I can't really hear well out of it. I tried to clean out the ear with a Q-tip. It seemed to make it worse. Blah 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 blah. So the doctor looks in there and she goes, oh.
Please tell me it was a beetle.
No, she said it wasn't a beetle. She said it's very inflamed, and normally your ear canal is supposed to be kind of like a pink. She said yours is black.
So it's got like Zika eggs in there?
So it's like freaking mold and like, I don't know what the hell it is. But she said like, she doesn't get her ears completely dry. Like
it's not the same diameter of like Ernie's wiener, is it?
No, oh, for the love. Anyway, Ernie doesn't have a wiener, remember? Are you going to let me finish this story? So, she said because her ear doesn't get completely dry like after a shower or whatever, and it just kind of sits in there.
Okay.
It like became like moldy water.
Doesn't she ever go like this and it runs out?
So.
She's got like swamp ear?
She's got like swamp ear. Yeah, exactly. So and the other ear is starting to get like that, but not nearly as bad. So they said she has to get it taken care of because she could go deaf in that freaking ear.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they gave her some ear drops and some type of antibiotic, I think, you know, like an oral antibiotic, and they said she needs to follow up when she gets back home to the States.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, no problem. Out of pocket expense for an ear doc. Eh?
So I'm thinking, you know, maybe we can...
Yeah. So maybe we could put an ear doctor's sign up here.
That's
like,
what I'm thinking.
let's get a big ear and put it up here and say, Dr. What's-His-Face. Well, I'm glad she's okay then.
But she's okay. So she just has to wear earplugs whenever she takes a shower or swims for now until it gets cleared up.
Okay. Now the
Ernie,
big kahuna. What is going on here?
Okay, well, you know, shortly before they left, like 2 days before they left, Ernie hurt his knee.
Yes.
Okay. So they're still not quite sure what's wrong with his knee. He's going to have an MRI when he gets back to the States. But they gave him some medication for pain, some pain medication. So the first medication they gave him for pain was too strong and it was making him sick, nauseous, and throwing up. So he asked for something, you know, a little bit less strong.
Yep.
So they gave him this other prescription, and that seemed to settle on his stomach okay and not make him sick and still take care of the pain. So I didn't think anything of it. They take off, you know, 2 days later or whatever, and then they called last night, and now mind you, they're at Half Moon Bay, or whatever it's called. It's this nice restaurant in Half Moon Bay having dinner. So it's Ernie and Jackie and their two friends.
Okay.
Having dinner. And so she tells me about her ear, and then she goes, oh, and before I forget, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk to you again, I got to tell you about what happened to Ernie. Like, Ernie, well, you know how he's on that medication? Well, he hasn't been able to poop for 4 days. They're in the restaurant. And I'm like, and she goes, so he was really getting a stomach ache, and it was really hurting him, and it was really causing all kinds of problems. So he went to the doctor, and guess what? They had to open up his butthole. I go, what do you mean they had to open up his butthole? Did they like stick something up there? She's like, I don't know. They just had to widen his butthole and get the poop out. And the poop was so big, it couldn't come out, and it made him bleed. And he was screaming at the top of his lungs because it hurt so bad.
All the windows are open.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
So how?
I want to see it.
Wait, I want to know how you open up someone's butthole. I mean, like in the States, you give an enema, you know, you just shoot some fluid up there, liquid
Yeah.
or something, and you poop.
I know they like birthed it.
Okay.
But it was like the Play-Doh Fun Factory, I
Oh
think.
god. Oh.
So did he have to like? I mean, what was the position? Did he have?
I'm not sure even. I'm assuming he was like
Oh.
like this, like in a V.
Oh my God!
I don't know, but I don't think I've ever heard the term widen your butthole before.
Oh, so his butt was bleeding?
Yeah,
Oh
the,
my
the,
God.
the poop must have been like the size of a freaking softball, like impacted up his colon.
Well, that happens. That's awful. And very funny. My God.
So now you know what his diet is until tomorrow?
What?
Water and papayas is all they're allowing him to eat until he can clean out his system or
Oh
get
my
his
God.
system to settle down.
Yeah, for sure.
He said that they only want him eating, drinking water and eating
Yeah, he's
papayas.
like a castaway. What the hell? Oh man. Well, I hope that didn't disappoint. That was I was excited to hear about hearing that
So if
story.
you can just imagine a widened sphincter.
Yeah, yeah.
Mother.
One quick bit of housekeeping before we talk about this benefit really quick. If you're in West Michigan, you want free Griffins tickets for an upcoming game. There's going to be a drawing on March 16th. You have to go to Lake Effect Property Services Facebook page. You can find it on my Facebook page and just click right on it. Once you go to it, you like their page and then post my name, and you're in the drawing. So there you go. If you want tickets, 4 tickets for an upcoming game.
Watch out, man.
Yeah, so coming up on March 19th, we'll finish with this and then some questions. March 19th, there is a benefit for, it's called Skylar's Fight Benefit. It's free will offering admission, all ages event. This local kid's a sick kid fighting for his life. It's at St. Peter and Paul School Gym. Okay? And that is Saturday, March 19th from 5:30 to 11. Big fundraiser on this thing. Raffle, food, drinks, music games, you know, the works. Typical community event. Skylar's got stage 3 T lymphoblastic lymphoma. Okay? So a lot of work to be done. And it's a good time. I'm sure a lot of fellowship and sharing and laughs, and I'm going to be there for this event. If you'd like to meet us, I don't know if anybody from the family can come.
I'll go.
Okay, there you go. That's 2. See if I can gather up some other of the usual suspects. And I want you to come because we're going to have this as an auction item, a sit-in with this show. So yeah, I don't know exactly how we're going to auction it off, but we want to raise some money for it. You'll be part of this whole mess. You'll be in front of Joe's big sign. So do that and join me for that, and mark your calendars, Saturday, March 19th. As well, March 26th at MC Sporting Goods on Plainfield. I said Alpine before, I was wrong. It's on Plainfield, just north of 96. I'll be part of the grand reopening of that store 1 to 3 on the 26th of March. And special thanks to Sasha Wolf Photography. She took some photographs for me today. Very talented young lady who took some photos on my behalf, and I really appreciate that. Got some new publicity photos. So I'm going to have those like on this new website that we're working on, things like that. And have some photos like cards to sign. I guess sometimes we give those away. So yeah, we want to do that. Okay, your questions. You can always send them to me. Always looking to answer those questions via Facebook and Twitter at Eric Zane Show. Okay. Sorry guys, it's just me, no producer. Are you training for a triathlon again? Even after the storm last year? Any news stories from the Y? I missed them. Yes, training for tries this year. Stories from the Y. I haven't had anything really, man. I haven't really been focused on the important things like the old folks.
Maybe you should tell the story about the time you had to, just recently when the old geezer next door blasted you out of there.
Oh, that fart? I told that one on the air. The guy on the treadmill had gotten me, or on the Stairmaster had gotten me before, so where I was gagging. And I've always been on the lookout for this old timer. And I know it's him. And sure enough, I was in the middle of a workout, really, I was working very, very hard, and this guy's in front of me, and I go, oh God, and I didn't want to get off the thing. And I said, well, I got my eye on this guy, and then sure enough, man, it hit me like a ton of bricks, this fart from hell. It was unbelievable. And I actually started to convulse and gag to a point where I had to stop the treadmill, and I couldn't make it like the last one. I was able to, you know, weather the storm. I had to run off the treadmill into the bathroom and barfed. He actually made me barf. True story from the Y. Love that place. Do you think your separation from the show, do you think being fired from the show would have played out differently if your old agent had still been around? No, I don't. No, I don't, because there was no turning back. These guys were... It was a bad situation there. I don't want to get into the exact details about it. I will get into the exact details about it when I'm ready to do that, like when I'm on the radio. But literally, that's my first day's show when I get back on the air. And that's one of the reasons why, if you're in Grand Rapids or listening online, when that happens. And I'll tell you when. That we'll talk about that and give you the particulars in my side of the story. And if their side of the story ever comes out, I don't know if it ever would. That'd be interesting too. But the thing about my stories, I never leave details out, whether they are good for me or bad for me. I always tell the truth, and I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of why I got fired. Let me just say this. It's probably the dumbest, biggest overreaction I have ever seen that will have ramifications in that building for a long, long time. That I'm sure of. Right, honey?
You got it.
Who's pissed?
I don't know if you're more or I am more. Probably me.
I'm pretty pissed.
You're pretty pissed, but
I'm
I'm
pretty
pretty
pissed.
fired up myself. You
No.
don't fire up a redhead.
Oh God, no. Yeah, you don't want that. I'm not pissed at the boys. I'm pissed at the management and the upper management. And that is not a place you want to be, is the receiving end of me pissed. Producer Steve said on his Periscope over the weekend he'd be on your video podcast if you asked him. So what do you say? Ask him. Will do. But I want to wait, because though the dust has settled, it's going to get kicked up again. It'll have to settle again. Not with them personally. That would never be the case. But it's going to get weird. Linda writes, hey Eric, question about old Figure and Hot Wings content. For flashbacks, can they play past segments that you weren't on? Sure, they can play segments that I was on. I don't care. Might sound weird, but... or they only play segments that happened since you haven't been with the show. That's probably what they'll do. It's a shame that all the great stuff you were a part of won't be heard anymore. You're damn right, man. Boy, we had some great times there, and it's gone. They, you know... I heard Freebird, I think they played one the other day or yet today actually, from Nashville, which I thought was like, oh God, that's weird. The fact that I'm in on it. You need anything?
I'm trying to ask Mom a question.
Oh, what is it?
Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
What? The way I'm sitting?
What are you wearing?
Yeah, nice socks.
What's wrong with my socks?
Honey, you have these brown, like high top bro shoes. These blue socks with some sort of design on it,
It's an anchor.
A green frickin' cotton
I can explain that.
shirt.
I had a blue cotton shirt when the day started. And then for the photography, I changed shirts.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you should uncross your legs so that it doesn't...
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
comfortable
kinda,
this
You're
way.
kind of sitting like a lady.
I don't care. I told you I sit like a lady. This is comfortable for me. And I
That's
can
fine.
hold the laptop. Look, I got nobody to impress. I am 1,000,000% comfortable with how I'm sitting.
Can they see me in the chat?
No, they can't see.
Okay, good. 'Cause I'm eating right now. I'm eating.
Ha ha! Didn't you tell a story from a couple years ago about working a hockey game when you had trouser chili? Tell me I'm not imagining this. Can you retell that story? Do you remember what I did the other day? That story about me when I went, when I went caca in my pants?
Yeah.
That's happened so many times to your dad.
Why?
I don't do it on purpose.
It didn't happen at a hockey game. You made it to the bathroom, didn't you?
No, it was Knoxville Speed. I was in
Oh,
Knoxville, Tennessee,
Knoxville.
on the way to the Coliseum. And I had white pants on.
Oh.
And
Man.
sure enough, halfway there, same thing as the other day. Just the worst. And so I had like a pullover in the back seat, and I wrapped it around my waist, and I walked into the rink. And then I had to go into the shower and actually clean up.
Oh my gosh.
Why does this happen to you? Like what? Can you
It happens to everybody.
Go to the bathroom.
It's going to happen to you too.
I feel like it's not. I feel like this is a you problem.
And I had to, then the pants were ruined. You could see it, and so I had to. It was just the worst. And you could, yes, you could smell it in the box and everything. It was the worst.
Oh my god! You should have just gone home and had someone else do the game.
Just got caught up. I noticed your tattoo on the upper right arm. What is it? Oh, it's me. It's my Mr. 10 tattoo. That was another glorious moment on the Freeburn Outwing show, where I can't believe they fired me. All this history, you assholes. Yeah, I was trying to raise money for AT. The guys found out about this video when I was in a man pageant when I was like 19. You can search that. You can search Mr. 10, and it's there. And they took a still shot from this man pageant when I was doing reverse running man. And if we raised like $70,000 for a study for medicine, for treatment for AT, and can you make sure it's in here?
Yeah, it is.
And we raised the money, so I agreed to get this tattoo. It says, I am Mr. 10, and that's me on it. So there you go. It's nothing cool. It was just cool to do. I can't believe that. I can't believe over that they said, let's throw away 12 years of history. It's not like I was a grocery packer.
12 years here, 15
12 years here, 15 years with them. You know how much money they made on this show over those years? And over this, you said, okay.
You've been with the show for more than my life.
And the thing is, the bottom line is, sometimes I look at the position that the boys are in right now, and they have put them in great jeopardy by this, and that's not fair at all. And I feel bad for them.
Right.
I'll never say, oh, I'm the victim. Look at what they did to me. I will never do that.
No.
I'm just annoyed that it happened. I'm just annoyed that what I did for 12 years suddenly became a fireable offense. What? I don't know. Top 5 music acts of all time, in your opinion. Man, I gotta think about that one. Probably the Beatles, the Who, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. I like old rock. That's 4. Do you have any plans to have merch website like shirts, etc.? Yes. Yep. Marcus writes, wait, Father Ron, he agreed to be on this? Yes. Would you please run for president? Yes. How much money would it take for you to fight Conor McGregor? I think I would take less than it would to fight fight McGregor than I would Diaz. After I saw the way that guy beat up McGregor, that was great. Oh, did he beat him? Have we met all the pets now? Yes. You have not met Buddy, though. You have not met Buddy Bobcat Face. And there you go. Did you give up anything for Lent? Angie writes. Actually, what did I say? Be more kind to people? I took up something for Lent. That was the thing. Thanks for sharing the great family, pets, and all. You are blessed. You are darn right, Angie. As we wrap this up, take off your pants?
No.
It looked like did.
Didn't take off my pants. I just had to air out
Okay.
a little bit.
Big hello and thank you to Lake Effect Property Services. If you want your lawn taken care of this summer, call them, lakeeffectps.com. Their Facebook and their website is on my Facebook page. Okay? They're going to cut your lawn for you, they're going to fertilize your lawn for you, and they're going to do a great job. You need a retaining wall built, they're going to build that for you. Everything's going to work out great because they do an amazing job. $10 off bark or mulch installation. Don't be like me with a pile of bark in your driveway for the whole year. Get that thing taken care of. They do all that, and we're getting close to the time when you got to start planning that. LakeEffectPS.com. Sign up for the Griff's tickets. They're doing that. 5% of your bill goes to Benjamin's Hope. That's a place for autistic and special needs people to spend time and things like that in and around the Ottawa County area. There you go, 60 seconds. That's a sneeze from the big kahuna. We're good. Hope you enjoyed this. Have yourselves a great rest of your evening. Love your family. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Father Ron.
And my birthday.
And Diana's birthday.